farmers, welcome back to Hinterland. April has arrived. It is time to take care of the weeds in most of the fields. I want to do it now because all the crops have not gone to the second growth stage, so I should be able to go into the field with them with any type of tire. So I've already tested the cotton over here, which we planted in February. I don't destroy them, so we're good to go. But we got to take care of some weeds today. But the first thing I would like to do is sell clothing because it's time to sell the clothing. But before I do that, I want to raise our environmental score. Right now we're at 88 and we could be a whole lot better. Our grass field over here, if we go to our score page, is at a 56. I have not sprayed it for weeds yet, so I'll raise up the score. And since we haven't harvested off this field yet, the fertilizer score is at 0. The grass is ready to be harvested, so I'm going to spray for weeds, even though there's no weeds here. And then we'll get a worker over here and in the Krone Big M, and we'll start mowing the grass over here into a swath. And yeah, we'll make some silage out of that. And then we'll set off a worker on to start spraying weeds in the other fields. Most of the other fields are doing well on the score. I think we looked at this at the end of the last episode. This grass field over here, I don't know if I forgot to fertilize it before I harvested it last time, because the fertilizing is at 0, which seems kind of weird. That's why those scores are down. But anyways, let's get to work here. I had to lease the See and Spot weed sprayer because, well, like I said, I sold it one time, trying to improve and didn't improve. So it cost me $4,000 to lease, a lot cheaper than buying it new, which would have cost like 80 grand. And since this might be the last year we're here, I might as well just go ahead and lease it instead of buying it. So all I really need to do here is just come into the grass field for a second and spray it just for a second. And now that's going to show a lot better score. Doesn't show I sprayed it for weeds. That is weeds, right? The third one is weeds. Weed control. Is it because the grass is ready for harvesting? And it won't register? Didn't want to get out of the vehicle. Alright, so maybe what I'll do is we'll get the Krone Big M over here. We'll start harvesting it, then I'll spray for weed again. And see if that takes care of it. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and get ourselves a worker going here. This page. Create job. Oh, good. You're already in this field, which is a bonus. Not going to take them long to get the work done. 28 meter wide working width, so should get the job done rather quickly. We'll do one headland. No overlap because they got a lot of trees here. So I'm going to hope that the worker does well. And with See and Spot spraying, going to hardly use any herbicide. So I got just over 700 liters in here, as you can see. See how far that gets us. All right, and now set up on a worker. Oh, it's Francine. She's going to do a wonderful job. I can feel it in my bones. All right, let's jump over to our Krone Big M. And really, I should. Yeah, we'll get the John Deere following behind it because I just want to make conditioned grass bales out of this, and that's it. We're not going to wrap them or anything. So, I'm going to have a couple of workers going here. Our potatoes have grown lovely. Yeah, so I want to get the environmental score bonus up just a little bit because we're going to be selling $1.1 million worth of clothing at least. So if I can, get an extra 1-2% out of that, that's what we want. All right, let's set this up right here. All right, let's see if I can find. Don't realize how much equipment I have until I start tabbing through. There's the 8530. So we did save ourselves a little bit on loan interest overnight, as you would expect. We did pay a little bit of money off on the loan. And we do start the day with, well, I did have $40,000. I spent $4,000 on that See and Spot sprayer. The cows, the 2 cows that are 60 months old, are still with us. But the one thing I remember now, I was checking on their age. It maxes out at 60. It doesn't go 61, 62. Once it's at 60, it's at 60. So we'll just let them go, I guess, and see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. All right, let's go ahead and unfold that. Lower that down. Turn that on. So you follow... Oh, we'll put you at 30 meters behind. That should be good. Let's see here. We need to add conditioner. We want swap dropping. All right, and then we're going to go in here, of course, and do the whole thing of create job. Let's see here. Field. Should recognize it because it is, I mean, it's a field. Go that way. Number of headlands, 2. Sure, that should be fine. I hope we don't, we may run into some Bale problems when it goes around, but it'll, you know, can't do much about it. We'll just set it off. Okay, make sure we're putting into a swath, which we are. And got them good enough and going. That might be Francesca. All right, so who we got working here? Okay. I don't think I've ever had 3 female workers at a time, but Francesca Jr. or something. I don't know if that's the thing. Anyways, yeah, they're working. How we doing here? You getting stuck on the trees here in the Valtra? This is the only spot I'm worried about, so I'm going to keep an eye on them right here until they get around. And then we're going to jump into the Case Magnum. And we're going to go... No, sorry, not the Case Magnum. We don't need the Case Magnum. We're going to jump into our planter and put in that corn while some of the work is getting done. But the clothing is going for a really, really good price. I think this is the tree I'm worried about. I'm surprised I haven't cut this one down yet. You got around that one? Or was it this tree? Maybe it's this tree over here. Okay. Yeah, that worked. That worked. No, you're fine. You're fine. Just keep on going. Okay, we're going to jump into the Jatco. Did I pronounce that right this time? I know it's the Uniport, but is it the Jatco? Yeah, that's the way I'm going to pronounce it. It's all set to go. We got to set up for corn. Should rip right through this field relatively quickly. The birch trees, though, I was kind of hoping the birch trees would sprout up again, but they're still where they were last month, so no changes there. Now, the fields that we don't have to weed spray are the ones that we plowed the previous season, so there's going to be like 3 or 4 fields I don't have to weed spray. So we got full corn for full fertilizer. We should be good to go. And this will be the last field, of course, that we have to plant for the year. No soybeans this year. We haven't done corn since the first full year that we were here, so corn sounds like a good option to go to. I really do love this planter, other than the fact that it likes to dance when you park it overnight and you re-log into the game. And the price tag is a little high on it. But the series really wasn't about the money. It was about Maizeplus and getting familiar with that once again. Interesting mod, but yeah, I think it just needs a little bit more for me to get really into it. I mean, there's a lot to it already, but a lot of the material that we can't make our own. We have to purchase it. So other than the grass work, just personal preference. That's all. Lower that down. And let's get this corn in, shall we? Also love the sound that this planter makes. You can hear the turbo fan kicking in, pushing those seeds from the tank all the way back to the planter itself. So with 3 workers going, we'll see how they manage. I don't think we're going to have any problem now since we got the headland done on the see and spot weed spraying in the cotton field. The grass field, we could run into some issues because they're going to do a headland and then they're going to work up and down. So I may jump into, well, the Case Magnum is the only tractor I got left. Wait, no, I got the JCB. We'll jump into the JCB, go out and pick up those bales and put them into the bale shed. Now, I still got last year's semi-dry grass silage bales, which are now silage bales, but it was semi-dry grass bales that we made in that shed. It'll be fine. I'll take them out at some point. I don't have enough room into the silage bale shed, which I may take some of those out and bring over to the BGA to be processed into electricity. And I've been around the BGA once again with a tanker, and I cannot find an area to fill up with methane, so I'm not too sure. But that, you know, we'll just leave the BGA on selling the methane directly, and we'll make the money that way, I guess. The tanker does take methane because I can go to easy developer mode and fill the tanker full of methane. So it's just a matter of I either can't find the fill point, or there isn't one there or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, and also on the sheep, seeing on the sheep that, you know, I just been giving them whole crop silage and hay, and there's still productivity is at 100%. So I think we're just going to sell the rest. You know, if we got any grain grist, we'll just sell it. And any sugar beet, I'll probably just sell also. So I'm guessing the chickens are going to be the same way. Chickens need sugar beet. But I'm guessing they don't, you know, if I don't feed it to them, their productivity still will probably be 100%. So the sugar beet will be processed either into sugar or bring over to the BGA for energy. And for now, the sheep, if we don't have conditioned grass to feed them, we're just going to give them whole crop silage and hay bales. Yeah, I really don't know why this grass field in front of me does not recognize that it had fertilizer in it, so it's kind of weird why our scoring on those fields are bad. I'm hoping to bump up our score just a little bit before we sell our clothing. So this field here, we did plow, so there's going to be no weeds in this field, although I did miss a couple of spots, or the worker did. So that we may get a couple of weeds in this field, but nothing. Yeah, you can see back there, that little spot. Get some weeds there, but overall this field will not be need to be weeded. So I can get all the weeding done today, and we'll be done with the weeder for the year, so we can return that. Also today we can of course sell some stuff from the sawmill. Surprise, surprise. Not going to make a whole lot there, but maybe 100 grand. I say not a whole lot. 100 grand is it's a good chunk of change. A very good chunk of change. But I guess it's all on the scale of farming that you're doing. Yeah, so a little spot here, a little spot there. Going to get a little bit amount of weeds, but nothing too serious. You can see in the field across from us where we didn't plow. Well, it depends on the resolution that you have that you can watch a video in. There's a good amount of weeds over there. Don't go in that field. Okay. I was getting ready to put some corn in where I planted some. I'm going to say I put wheat in that field. I think. Not too sure. Well, I haven't seen any warnings yet that our workers are having issues, so I get the map up. Yeah, everything is. Well, no. We do have a problem with our Crone Big M, and I'm guessing, because I left an overlap on that, someone planted some birch trees over there, and I think the Crone Big M has run into a birch tree. So, We'll leave this running for a second. Let me go take care of that. Here we go. Can we jump in there? Yeah. It's actually in the grass field. And I probably said, oh, that'll be no big deal. You want to lower that down? Oh, the front one was lower. It takes a second or two for the rear ones to lower. There we go. Yeah, I probably planted those last fall and said, oh, it won't be a big deal. And let's see, can you get around? You're not going to have any problems, are you? No, you're working out just fine. Okay. Then what I can do, once I get around the corner here, I should be able to get back on course. Oh yeah, and as they move along, I'm guessing the worker in the John Deere is going to have a problem because the working speed in that is a little bit slower than what the Krone Big M can do. But you know what? They get done what they can get done. Let's see. We'll jump over to here as well because you are done in that field. Perfect. You used about 250 liters of herbicide. Let's go ahead and unfold you again. Now, I think I had to plow these fields, right? So there may not be no weeds over here. One of these was a sugar beet field. No, there's weeds in this field here. All right. All right. And let's see. Great job. You are now over here. And the reason why I always go past the starting point because I got course play set up to start at the next waypoint, not at the start position. And the reason why I always got it set up like that, because if there's ever a problem with course play like we just ran into with the Krone Big M, I can just, you know, get them around the tree, move a little bit forward, and continue on the course, and it won't go back to the starting point. Alright, still turned on. Yes, we are. Perfect. Once the Voltra gets done with spraying that field, I need to turn it around, go over to the grass field, and see if I can spray for weeds. I'm wondering why that's not registering. And it could have been because the grass was at full height, but I thought I've done that before, and it would register. But we'll try to get it up there. Oh, and there was a comment. I don't know if it was on this series, whatever, but they said they're having trouble getting their the tillage score raised up. As long as you use a direct drill, you should get the score up to 100%. If you're using not a direct drill, you're not going to get your score up to 100%. So, I mean, if you look in most of our fields here, like this field here, 100%, 100%, and that's the 5th bar at the bottom. 100%. Yeah, all of my field, because also we use our direct drills, 100%. And while we're here, yeah, this field's up to an 82 score right now, which is good. But yeah, you got to use a direct drill. I used to have a picture of when precision farming came out, how to get your score up to the highest point. But for tillage, the final bar, like I just said, you need a direct drill for a planter or a seed drill. To get your weed score up to 100%, you need to use the See and Spot weed sprayer. And I think base game, the only one that's available is the John Deere. Modded ones, of course, you can get always a whole bunch of modded ones. And as for soil sampling, fertilizer, and your pH level, as long as you keep up with the soil sampling every 3 harvests, I do believe it is, and your pH level You don't have to spread lime every year. Just keep an eye on the bar in each field, and once it gets too low, or just do what I do. I go on the field, and once it gets below good, I'll spread lime in the field. And fertilizer, you're usually putting that in when you're planting, seeding, or you go around and fertilize afterwards as well. And I've talked about it before, but I've been thinking about doing... Which one of you is block? All right. It could be... I don't know what happened here. Oh, because the baler was going too slow for the Krone Big M. All right, we'll leave that there. I'll have to take care of that mess later on, because that's going to be nothing but with the bales in the field now. Yeah, I'll take care of that later. But hopefully I got enough of it mowed, or they got enough of it mowed to where I can go over the weed sprayer and take care of that. But I've been thinking about going or making a couple of videos on how-to in Farming Simulator. Going over the basics for regular farming and where to start, and also do a how-to on precision farming. So I am seeing a lot of people commenting like, "Oh, I just got into the game, and I'm not quite understanding certain aspects of it." So I've been kind of thinking about doing a how-to. Maybe I will. It's nothing I'm going to do right away, because right now my hands are pretty full of what I'm doing here. Not just in this series, but ATS and other games as well. But maybe about a month or so from now, I can get a couple of videos out on it. Hope I can finish this field before I run out of fertilizer. I've gone through 3/4 of what I got. Yeah, I may have to go back and top off a little bit. Is there a 3-point leakage on the front? No. So adding an external tank is not really an option. Just like we do with the potato planter, where we run the external tank on the front for fertilizer. Okay, maybe I'll actually get the field done. This planter is a beast, but for the combo of the tractor and the planter, we're talking $800,000. That's a hefty price tag. I'm starting to wonder if we'll ever get around to cutting the stone pine trees, because the sawmill can probably run this month here. Then I'll have to come back up and grab some more logs, which we have. I really thought when the series started, I'm like, I gotta find a way to make, get more wood, better plants. We planted and we haven't gotten to them. And we did finish the field with the fertilizer that we have, so we're all set there. This field we'll see again in October, I think, for corn. That's the month I would say for where I live, it'd be October. All right, we'll grab the JCB at the farm and the bale trailer, and we'll head on over to the grass field and get those bales that we have off. And then the Vulture should be just about done with that field if it's not already. I may have missed the notification that it was. Now we got weeds here, we got weeds there, we got weeds everywhere, but that weed and spot sprayer is going to take care of the fields really, really quick. I still find it kind of weird that the grass fields don't get weeds in them. I mean, who doesn't have a lawn with weeds in it? Oh well. And yes, I gotta take the long way around because we can't fit through the gates. Probably should wash this, so I'm going to park it right here. And let's go over to the JCB. Now let me scroll on back here, see what's going on. Oh, they're still going around there. Right, JCB. I did top off the cows this morning with leftover TMR that I had from the previous night. All right, let's go pick up some of these bales. Yeah, it sounded like a good idea when I said, yeah, we'll just put the baler behind it. And then I forgot afterwards. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's going to go at 10. And the Krone Big M is going to go at 16. So didn't take long for the Krone Big M to get way too far out in front. And I got the same problem here as I do in the other grass field where it doesn't really pick up the full swath unless we're going certain directions. So this is where we restarted it, and it looks like the baler made it almost a full lap around the field before the Krone Big M got too far in front. So what this field's going to allow us to do, I'm going to get a good amount of bales out the field as we can see. Probably the other two grass fields, maybe I'll just make into silage bales and we might bring those over to the BGA when they're all set. Okay, I didn't think I was going to get a full trailer off this field already, but pretty darn close. Plus we got a couple where the Krone Big M was starting to push him around. There we go. Spin around here. One bale short. Alright, let's jump into the See and Spot sprayer. And we'll watch it do a path here. So while it's doing the path, actually, let's go ahead and just double check on where I forgot where I got to bring the clothing. So currently the clothing is selling for $10,594, which is $200 over the max price from last season. I should bring in $1.1 million. That's before our environmental score bonus, which was at 11%. So it was at 11%. We're now up to 13%. So we gained 2% bonus, which is really nice. So hopefully when I come over here to the See and Spot sprayer and try the grass field again, I may be able to bump up that score a little bit more. And apparently our worker is done here. Oh, do I need to... Yes, I got weeds in the field there as well. Okay. But I may need, I probably should go back to the farm and top off on the herbicide. I'm going to need a little bit more. Alright, unfold this. Get a little bit on our grass that we cut, but it's okay. And once again, we just got to do this just to make the environmental score happy. There are no weeds in the grass field, but there we go. Now we got the score up to 96. Didn't raise our overall percentage that we could possibly get, but now we sprayed for weeds. Now, if you got a grass field and you got precision farming running, you just got to spray for weeds once, and you won't have to do it again. The score will always be pretty much maxed out on the weeds anyways. Now, let me go get this a little bit more herbicide, and we'll set this off on a worker once again. That filled quickly. That filled really, really quickly. But it's only $1,122, so. Now also on our Krone Big M, I did buy the Krone Big M where it has a PTO shaft in the back, and I could just throw the baler on the back of the Krone Big M, but it seemed to miss a lot doing it that way, especially around corners, so I just preferred to use a tractor behind it now, especially since we got the equipment and the extra tractors. Just find it easier doing it that way. And really, once we get done with the weed spraying, our fields are pretty much all set, except for the grass fields, until harvest time. Wrong button. We are now over here. Nope, wrong button again. Create jobs. You're in this field now. Everything there looks good. And off you go. Alright, so since we got our environmental score about as high as I think we're going to get it for today, let's go ahead and jump into our Volvo, which is all set up with the lowboy. And oh, that's right, I left the wheel loader over here from doing the potatoes. Let's go ahead and I'll move that back. We don't need this over here anymore. And all the seed potatoes have been put away. I somehow got 1.2 hours on this thing. I guess doing all the potato loading. I mean, that's all it should be on there for hours. So let me go ahead and park this on this side here. And I'll leave the pallet forks on it just in case. Yeah, so I think someone mentioned on the BGA that I tried to get methane from here. And I couldn't find the trigger. And another spot on this modded BGA I tried to get it from was over here. Because this looks like where they burn off excess gas. So I thought methane was over here somewhere. And that is the electric charger. So I tried both points anyways. And yeah, I could not get no methane out of there. I had some in there, but I couldn't get it out. All right, let me find the clothing. We got 104. Ooh, okay. That's more than I thought we had in there, but that's a lot of clothing since last year. And it could have been a lot better if I didn't have a small field of cotton last season, but it is what it is. And I did see this is going over to Billy, so Billy's getting all this. How much can I fit on here for clothing? Looks like I can fit a lot on here, which is good. Let's see. Clothing. Yes, another 25 boxes, please. And another set. I won't be able to take all of them, but we're knocking down how many trips I got to take at least. And we are full. 56,000 liters of clothing. Oh, watch out for that birch tree. All right, didn't quite make it around. Spring clothes now on sale because they got too many. All right, so I'm guessing when we get done, we might have $1.3 million in the bank account. I mean, it's 1.1 before the score bonus. So, yeah, we should get pretty close up to 1.3 million. Hopefully I can get this all in one go. Well, that was 600, and the environmental score bonus was 78,000. So I think I got another load, right? I don't know if it's going to be a full load, but we'll see. Let me go this way. We'll get the clothing that's been made overnight from the fabric here, which is all from just the sheep's wool. And there's only 3 here, so I don't have to wait for any because it usually has 4 of them outside. And yeah, we got about 100,000, I think, I could sell from the sawmill, but we're just going to focus on the clothing today. And then I want to go over and get that grass field kind of, that little mess taken care of. Yeah, we should be able to fit all this on there, so don't think it's going to be a full load. It's going to be pretty darn close. Yeah, almost a full trailer, so another 700,000. So 1.4 million, possibly. That's enough to pay for the diesel fuel that this Volvo is going to need once I get done, right? I think we can afford it. But with that, that's going to bring down our loan. Right now, I think we're sitting at 4.1 million. We'll get down below $3 million. Getting closer and closer to our goal of getting our loan paid off by the end of the season now. Not quite 1.4 million, but it could be if I was sold all the wood. Let's go over here and we'll top this off with fuel. While that's doing that, let's make myself just feel a little bit better. A little bit more weight off the back by, yeah, so 4.1 million. Let's go ahead and we're just going to bring it down to $3 million for now. We will pay more of it off next episode. And I will do that before we roll over into the month of May. Just got to sit here and spam the button. Gonna need a new mouse by the time we get done doing this. There we go. And in case you're curious, we went from 14,333 down to 13,666. And now we're going to go down a whole bunch more. You know, maybe by the end of the month, by the time we pay off more off the loan, we could possibly, just possibly, get the loan down to under $10,000 a month. Let's go ahead and get to the Krone Big M here. And I will take over the mowing job right now. And I'm not going to have a worker on follow me. I'll take care of it afterwards. Just because I think it'll be just a lot faster if I go ahead and get it done. I can almost go at twice, well, 50% faster than what the baler can follow me at. Well, at least I'll get this mowed, I'll get it baled up, and we'll just pick up the bales next episode. And then it's just making sure we get the rest of the fields taken care of on the weeds. We'll sell some more material, just a couple things from the sawmill, so expect another $100,000. So we can probably get the loan down to $2.75 million. So $2,750,000. Then we'll just take care of the animals and go on to the month of May, which I don't think we'll actually have any work to do other than take care of the animals. So we may just skip that month. Well, I'll skip that month for you guys, but I'll be taking care of the animals in factories. The other grass fields won't be ready until June. But of course, this one is already ready because we planted it last September, October-ish. So yeah, by the end of next episode, we might be into the month of June. We'll see anyways. But I'm going to go ahead and get this field done and cut, baled on up, and then we'll start to pick them on up. And in the meantime, I'll get the Vulture around and take care of the rest of the weeds. So, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad on the clothing. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Hinterland. But until then, have a good one.